This is very much like making a doublet. We have a piece of white opal here that has already been blacked on the back. What we'll do here, we'll lap this flat as we did when we made the doublet. We have to go through the same procedures as making a doublet. We'll lap that flat. Make sure that it is flat. There we are. We'll do the same with our piece of potch that we're going to use for a backing. We'll black it all over and lap it flat. It is quite a good indicator. Adjust the water flow. I'll balance this on my 2 fingers. Slap it onto the lap. It'll flatten fairly quickly. There we are. Now, as with making a doublet, we have to black both the opal and the backing, the potch, using our permanent marker. Here again, I'm only really blacking the area where the material is black itself. If it goes over a little bit, it doesn't matter because we are going to make an oval out of this piece of opal, because all triplets are basically ovals or rounds. Again, using the 2-part epoxy resin, as we did with a doublet. Mix the 2 parts equally. We'll add a little bit of our polyester resin, our black dye. Not too much. We'll mix that thoroughly. There we go. Make sure it is mixed thoroughly though, or it will affect the setting of the cement. Again, using the spirit lamp, we'll heat the backing, piece of potch, heat the face of it where we're going to put the glue. You'll see the moisture evaporate from the back of this. Put a little dollop of glue where you want to put the piece down. We'll heat the little bit of opal, not excessively though, and place it where we want it to be. Moving it around here and slightly revolving it until it beds down. It's getting rid of air bubbles and actually bedding it down equally all over. Right, now here's a piece of potch that's been sliced straight off the saw. You can see the finish on that. And what we're going to do here is show you the old method of flattening opal down for doublets and triplets. We're using a glass plate with 400 carborundum grit on it. And as with the diamond lap, we black the piece of potch. We'll wet this plate down fairly thoroughly. This is quite a good method, very handy if one can't afford a diamond lap. Make sure it's fairly wet. We just work the piece here, picking up the grit and then working in a figure 8 pattern. The figure 8 pattern gives you very good wear on your plate. And it does cut the opal very quickly. You can do it by hand. You don't need an expensive diamond lap. Clean off here and have a look at it. You can see here, looking at the piece, that still a bit of black remaining. So it's not absolutely flat as yet, so we'll go back to the plate. Still working our figure 8 pattern. It's quite a good method and it does give a very good bond to your cement. I'll show you the finish on this shortly. You can see why it would bond well. Looking at it closely here, you see as the moisture is evaporating out of the piece. There's our finish. It's a very pitted, sugary looking appearance, and it does give a very good bond. Where this black is here, it is no problem at all because we're only using the centre area. Now we'll select a triplet cap for our triplet. Let's have a look at one of these. These are pre-cut and finished, manufactured commercially. That side's polished, whereas the back is matte finished, ready to stick down. They are already standard sized, and they're left with this square edge on them, which will eventually be the setting edge when we bring the back up. Very shallow dome, which doesn't make them look glassy. A high dome would. And as with the doublet piece, we'll trim off the excess around the triplet, or what will be our triplet. Now that it's set, just taking these sides off around here. Using our diamond saw, we'll gently, carefully cut these off. As I say, it does save a lot of grinding time and wear and tear on your wheel. Just trim them off. Don't go too close to the opal. Diamond saw is a very, very handy tool for anyone to have, provided it's used correctly. There's a bit of glue peeling up there, that's been cut with the saw. That's no problem. We've trimmed it back to our rough piece. The next operation here now will be to grind this back into the opal, as we did with the doublet. Then we'll take the face off it and look for flaws. We have checked this beforehand and there were no flaws, but you never know what can come up once it's blacked. You can get little white spots appearing in this type of opal at times. Just bring it straight in to the opal. The angle we're working at here is not very important, because the cap itself, the triplet cap itself, is going to be the finished top, and the back will be cut straight up to it. Now we've cleaned back to our glue line, fairly well all the way around. Now here we're going to flatten it down, uniformly working around the piece, but we are trying to flatten it this time. We are not trying to get a dome in this. Working evenly around the piece, we're bringing it down fairly flat. Now you can take this down as thin as you dare. If we go too thin, the opal will crumble on the glue. See here the colour's starting to come up a lot better now that it's getting closer to the black, kicking the colour very nicely. So as described before, we'll lap the piece. You could black this if you wanted to as an indicator. We've got to get this flat, very, very flat. Close look at this, we can see the uniform thickness that we've got. Now that could be thinner if you wished. Amazing how the colours come up so bright. Here we're trying caps, triplet caps on the piece to see which one will fit. This one here, of course, would waste too much opal. This one here is just a wee bit optimistic. It's overlapping the opal. So we'll go for something about this size in between. Now that'll fit on there fine. Now we are wasting opal by putting this on there. You could stick optical glass onto this and freeform it, but most triplets are calibrated. Unless they're extremely high quality, and then we probably would freeform it. We work very cleanly when we're putting a cap on, using a piece of white cardboard here, using the same cement, same epoxy resin, mixed in equal parts. We don't want any dust or anything of that nature getting into this glue, because it will be visible under this quartz cap. Mix it thoroughly. And again here we'll heat the piece of opal, the actual doublet, our very thin doublet. Heat the opal side, not too much, just till the moisture evaporates from the back. A dab of glue where we want the cap to go. Now we'll heat the quartz cap. Now this will take a little bit more heat than the opal would. Place it in position, and again we revolve it slightly while we're bedding it down. This gets rid of air bubbles, particularly when it's warmed up like this, and you'd be able to see if there were air bubbles under it, and you can't have that. So you check for that. There's our triplet. Now looking at it up close, now that it's set, we have scraped all the excess glue away from the cap. I use a razor blade for that. And what we'll do here is grind it into the cap, but without touching the quartz cap, because if you touch the cap, you have to reshape the stone to a smaller size and recut the entire thing. Quartz is quite hard to cut. So come in as close as you dare, but don't clip the cap. See, with this type of thing, the stone is basically finished when we do the back. Just bringing it in a little bit at a time, evenly all the way around. Yes, as close to the cap as we can go without touching it. We'll get it all the way in when we cut the back. Of course it won't matter then. Just having a look at that now. Up close here. You see how close we've gone to the cap and not touched it. So I haven't paid particular attention here to any form of angles, because we'll set that up when we cut the back properly after we've dopped the stone up here. You can see that the square edge on the quartz cap is wavy. They're mass produced, and this is what we're up against. So our setting edge will not be very straight when we get it there, but as long as the stone is in round when we're finished, we're okay. Now cutting the setting edge or the back on a triplet, we're working at a much steeper angle than we would with any other stone, probably around 40-45 degrees. We'll bring that setting edge right up to the quartz, which in the end will put the opal and the backing completely underneath the quartz cap. And you get up slowly and evenly. I take the back down fairly thin on triplets because they have a fair amount of stability with the quartz cap. Because a lot of them are glued into settings and souvenirs too, we don't want very deep backs on them. Again, working from above at the same angle we did the previous cuts at. We're bringing it up now till we're getting rid of that bit of opal that we've left all the way around. We will clip the quartz cap now, but it doesn't matter if it's clipped from underneath. That's what we have to do. So that all we'll see when it's finished is just the quartz cap showing only opal colour. Just trimming it up slowly, a bit at a time as we go. There's no rush to get it up onto that quartz. Very gentle and even with it. You don't really get a second chance of this if you go up too high. Yes, just gently. Just take the little shoulder off, and there's the back on our triplet cut.